So everything should be live and good. If everything is not, then somebody let me know in the Discord or whatever. So.
All right, did we just start talking?
Yep.
Perfect. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between. Welcome to the BBOL Playoffs Season 2. It is the Frontyard semifinals between number 2 seed Killerbat and the Baltimore Orioles, and the 6th seed Freakshow and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Alex7456. Alongside me is Loba. We are here to bring you all of the action for this game, excuse me. Now, we got a tale of two completely different teams. Killerbat is the absolute legend. He was one of the original players of the online system when it first came out in the early 2000s. Now, this guy would constantly get into the top 10. The highest he ever got was 3, but this year he has a chance to finally climb to the very top of the ladder, and he has shown very good promise. He's gotten an MVP candidate in Pablo Sanchez. He's got a good pitcher in Frank Thomas. He practically won the draft by drafting both Kahn brothers, and then he traded them away for Cheryl Reynolds and Jane Davis, and those two have been killing it for them as well. Fact of the matter is, this is a team to absolutely look forward to. Now, what of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays? Well, you've got Marcellus Marks, good bat, very good bat. Keisha Phillips, good bat, very good bat as well. Not even counting Faye Dawson, Isabel Morelli, Perry Marks, the legend himself, Ricky Johnson. These are two very different teams. I am getting a hold of myself. They're about to start this game. Loba, what are your thoughts?
I'm excited for this one.
Do you want to play a game?
Killerbat, one of my picks to win it all going into the season. I trimmed it a few times. He absolutely destroyed me each time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Killerbat stepping up and taking over for the bum loser, quit after 2 games.
Yeah,
on
come
the
on.
Devil Rays.
Come on.
But
what are you doing?
Little did he know, he drafted a meta team. They ended up being one of the best offensive teams in the entire league.
Absolutely. You got both Keisha Phillips and Marcellus Marks and Faye Dawson, as I said earlier. And of course, who doesn't love Ricky Johnson, of course.
They traded away Joan May and still have tons of power on the team. It's incredible, honestly.
All right,
So,
Freakshow,
keep
once you have your things set, go ahead and could you go back to the lineup? I'll write this down. Never mind. We'll start the game. It's cool.
The Orioles are a very top-heavy team. They did some trading all throughout the season to get 4 really killer players. And the bottom of their lineup, I guess, kind of makes up for that with some real stinkers there. So kind of a min-max style here. It's had incredible results so far, although the defense has been, for a top-tier team, a little bit less impressive than some of the others. But just home run after home run after home run.
Absolutely. Well, I think Killerbat is working. Nope. We got the game started. The game is started. Frank Thomas is on the mound for the Orioles, as always. 57 strikeouts this past season with a 1.51 ERA. Very respectable. 431 strikes out of the 635 pitches that he pitched. Leading off for the Devil Rays is Keisha Phillips, the left fielder for the Devil Rays. Here is the first pitch of the ball game. Going to be low and outside, low and inside. Ball 1. Phillips looks at ball 2. Batted .513, 20 out of 39 hits. 12 of them singles, 5 of them doubles, and 2 of them home runs. We were able to drive in 4 runs, score 12 times. That is strike 2. 2-2 count now to Keisha Phillips.
From the stretch, pitch on the way.
And Frank Thomas and his clone, both of them just wreaking havoc as the top 2 seeds in the Frontyard League. Proving that they're up there among with the best of the pitchers, with Randy Johnson.
You can see why he's one of the best pitchers, because he just absolutely fooled Keisha Phillips with a well-placed right hook on the low inside corner for strike 3. Now here's Marcellus Marks batting second for the Rays in right field.
All too common sight for anyone that played last season. Just saw Frank Thomas every single game. The right hook is just
nasty, absolutely nasty. That thing goes from one side of the screen to the next. The 1-1 pitch now to Marcellus Marks. Gonna swing and miss. Strike 2. That is a hard pitch to hit. That was well placed in the upper inside corner.
Super dangerous hitter here, Marcellus Marks.
Marcellus Marks has a 95 swing and a 75% batter drive. Looks at ball 2. 2-2 now to Marcellus Marks. Marks had 4 home runs and 14 RBIs with a 526 batting average as he fouls it back. Count remains 2-2. 39 total bases for this guy. Oh my goodness, what a well-placed pitch. Gotta have some discussions with Clanky about that one.
What can you do about it? Right in the spot.
Batting cleanup is Isabel Morelli, the catcher. Morelli had 15 hits, 11 of the singles, 2 of them homers. Also had a triple this year as well. The 1-0 pitch. Outside ball 2.
It's incredible value for a 5th round pick here.
That's a strike on the upper inside corner. 2-1. These are incredibly well-placed pitches from Frank Thomas. Looks at strike 2 as Emil Morelli does. It's now 2-2. Looks at ball 3. Good eye by Freakshow here. Payoff pitch, fouled back. Payoff pitch now, 3-2, 2 outs. Swing popped up. Thomas is under it. He'll be there. Well, that should be caught by the third baseman, Cheryl Reynolds, and that'll bring the Orioles up to bat. No hits, 2 strikeouts from Frank Thomas. Up to bat now is going to be Jane Davis, who is a recent acquisition by Killerbat. Was able to get 2 triples, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs, and 2 singles. A very interesting stat line for Miss Davis here, who in the 5 games she's played with the Orioles has batted .471 with 8 hits total.
A very scary 1-2-3 to start the lineup. Jane Davis is just Ahmed, but fast.
Exactly. And Davis looks at strike 2. Davis's eye is a 38. He hits this one into right field. Marcellus Marks is going to try and get under it. And he gets it for out number 1. Good defensive play by Freakshow there. Here comes the one and only Pablo Sanchez, batting second and playing shortstop for the Orioles. Sanchez, a very clear runner for the Silver Slugger Award, if not the front yard MVP. It's a tight race between him and Jose Canseco. And when we say Jose Canseco, we mean Backyard Baseball 2001 Jose Canseco specifically. Not that bum we all know in real life. Vic Souffle over to Ricky. Out number 2. I feel like I tried to enter like mixed martial arts and lost his first game.
He's done a lot of things.
He's done a lot of things.
Crazy things.
Crazy things. Here's Cheryl Reynolds, the third baseman, gonna watch strike 1. Should mention Todd Xavier is pitching for the Devil Rays. Xavier had 14 strikeouts. Pop up over to Vic Souffle. Not in time. Was that a pop fly or a ground ball? I couldn't really tell. What matters is...
Power.
Yeah.
That was Sammy. It was a Sammy clone, so definitely hitting power there. And sometimes you get a really nice ground out of hitting power and messing it up.
Good point. So Reynolds is on first with 2 out. Here comes Gary Allen, the right fielder. Xavier has a respectable 2.5 ERA. 187 out of his 272 pitches were strikes. A recent acquisition from Freakshow. Traded Aaron Harris for this guy. He's done relatively well. As you can see, he strikes out Gary Allen to end the inning for the Orioles. So it's 3 up, 3 down. Absolutely. 3 up, 3 down for both teams. Here we go to the top of the second. No score. Here's Faye Dawson, center fielder. Dawson has a really good eye for a hitter her type. She's got an 83 swing, a 69 hitting, and her eye is a 72. A really solid hitter. And it has shown she's gotten 18 hits out of her 32 at-bats, 563 average, and 12 RBIs.
She's the the Juan Gonzalez clone. Seriously outperformed Juan this year. Played for the Mets. Had one of the best batting averages in the entire league, which is shocking to think someone like Juan is capable of that. Not the fastest guy out there. But has one hell of a bat.
Absolutely. 2-2 count now to Dawson. Swings and sends one down the right field line. Nope, Sonny's talking. It's a foul.
Few pixels. Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
From the windup, a 2-2 pitch.
Thomas's pitch. Swing is gonna send that one over to left field. That's gonna. It will be dropped out in left field. Slight misread by Cindy Chang there. And Faye Dawson will be on base with a leadoff single. Perry Marks now, the second baseman.
Second Marks brother on this team. Also significant power.
That's right, there's two of them.
Power hitter, just like his, I guess his brother, Marcellus.
Which one's older, Marcellus or Perry?
Well, Marcellus is a lot better at hitting contact. I figure he'd be the older one. Perry's just swinging it wildly, no contact, just chucking the bat out there. More raw, underdeveloped power.
Marks is behind in the count, 1-2. Here comes another right hook. Barely misses.
Perfect.
That was, yeah, that would have been an exact, just off by like 1 or 2 pixels. Gonna try a left hook now. Fouled back.
You always gotta ask yourself, is that bait? It's gotta be bait. It's the playoffs.
Outside for ball 3. You don't want to walk in this league because a walk equals an extra base for both players here. So if Marks gets on base, well, it doesn't matter now because he's made contact. Going down the line, first baseman Davis under it. Not in time for a double play, but she does get the out. Dawson remains at first base. Here comes the one and only Ricky Johnson.
Now the question is, do you swing here? Is there a risk of a double play?
This is a very good point. Johnson is not the strongest hitter.
Let's be real here. He's one of the worst hitters there is. He's bringing the infield in.
0-2 now to the first baseman. Thomas looks in, fires, fastball, looks at strike 3.
That's
Johnson down on strikes.
Regular season, I think you swing at that. Playoffs, when it matters, so the rule set, you gotta do it. Can't risk
Here's the shortstop, Trent Sizemore. Absolutely, you gotta make some smarter decisions in the playoffs. You can't just throw away your entire season. Like, I don't know who would do that. It's me. I'm the one who did that. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for strike number 1. Sizemore.
Frank's left hook, you know, it's a little sneaky.
It's always the weak, like, other hooks that, you know, kind of like, that look like hooks but aren't really hooks at all. That's the trickery in and of its own right. Grounder. There's the catcher throw to first. Drops it. And now there are 2 on with 2 out.
Oh my god, who was that?
DeMonte threw it.
Dane Davis. The Ahmed clone. Gotta hold on to that.
Absolutely. Again, DeMonte did throw it really hard. Xavier now looks at strike 1 at that lower inside corner that we all know and love.
You know, one of the problems with this team is every single player on this team except Frank is 2 or less height. Very short team, so probably giving up a lot of extra points, extra runs scored to just throwing over people's head in first and third base. Because Frank has to be the pitcher.
0-2 pitch to Xavier. Fouled back. Tried to go for the hit and run, but it was foul, so it didn't matter. Gonna go for an outside pitch here, and fools Freakshow. That is Thomas's 4th strikeout of the game, and that'll put the Orioles up to bat. Left 2 people on.
Halfway
And at the end of
through
1.5, it is still Devil Rays 0, Orioles 0. Now up for the Orioles is Bobby Bullgreen. Bullgreen is another recent acquisition from the
into the windup.
from that big trade, those trades that he made earlier in the season.
1-0.
I believe he got rid of Mandy Coolidge for this guy.
Humongous defensive liability, but he has quite a powerful bat and wastes his opportunity here.
Todd Xavier is under that pop fly and drops it.
Ooh,
Bullgreen's going to get on base with another error base hit.
now this is scary. 2 slow guys here. Frank's got to
Frank's got to hit one out into the
swing at.
outfield.
Yeah.
Looks at strike 1.
Any grounder here is going to be horrible.
Ready now, and the throw.
I think that's what Todd Xavier is going to try and get Frank Thomas to do here, throwing him both high and low. The 1-1 pitch now to Frank Thomas. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Thomas has a very powerful swing. You literally did swing at it. This game's weird. Waiting for the stopwatch to show up.
Be okay here?
Oh boy, that don't look good.
Who killed the Killerbat? But luckily nothing
that's not
happened so
good.
far.
What are they gonna do here? It's the oh boy. Well, folks, welcome to the world of playing online PvP with a 20-year-old video game that is now considered abandonware. This game has been aborted due to, I assume, some network problems over here. Let me see what's going on. Looks like it's a crash. Killerbat is logging back in. Oof.
Look, it's early enough and nothing has really happened so far.
All right, they're setting things up right now. Do not adjust your Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. This game is not over.
Looks like they're going to attempt to save the stats and start over.
That's a
Based
good
on where they
move.
were.
That's a very good move.
Luckily no one had an offense power up to make this even more frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Setting this back up. I think we've all had to do this once or twice at this point. I've been pretty lucky this season, having got a restart in the middle of the game, but I had a couple last year, including some key ones in the playoff.
Mm-hmm. I've only had to deal with it once, and that one time we didn't really think twice to reset our lineup. That way it coincided with where we left off. And that's the story of how Julie Dunkel has the first unofficial cycle in history. Unofficial. I am very proud of that asterisk. I will frame it on my I'll frame it on my wall.
If I was either of these coaches, I'd be down for a complete restart from the beginning. Just save the hassle.
Yeah, it is 0-0. Not a whole lot of progress has been made.
There was a runner on base.
Yeah, good point. All right, they're gonna restart the stream here, I assume.
How are you doing, Alex? How was your season?
I feel like I had a pretty good season. I went 6-5. Last game kind of got frustrated at myself and threw the whole game to a Xenofrom 2-run shot. But I'm glad I tried this thing out. I'm really looking forward to the upcoming RBBL season to get some more experience in that aspect of the game. One thing's for certain, I'm never drafting Marquis Dubois ever again. Like, he put up some...
You did really well with him, though.
Yeah, I mean, I put up some great pitching numbers with him, obviously. He's a relatively underrated pitcher. Got the second most strikeouts in the backyard league, but regardless, dude is slow and cannot hit.
Yeah, I think I'm theorizing after this season that you can kind of do that with almost any pitcher. Like, I think Diana ended up tied with Markey up there in strikeouts for the league.
Oh, really?
She sucks. Like, she has clones that weren't even drafted.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. I'll play.
She have a little
I
stand
have
with at least
Diana
one or
as
two
my
decent
pitcher.
pitches.
Yeah, I have Diana as my pitcher for Winter Ball. She's doing fantastic.
Yeah, we're both. Is that your first RBBL event, the Winter
Yes,
Ball? Are we
Winter
both
Ball.
dipping our toes into it at the same time for the first time?
Absolutely, yeah.
I haven't played any of my games yet. I've
Mhm.
never really played offline this game, so I'm going to be a complete noob. And I think I actually got the worst team in the draft.
You think
we'll see how
so?
it goes. Miracles can happen.
I mean, I only got like 2 good players in three good players. Ray Tran, Sammy Sosa, and Jennifer Goodfellow. And Goodfellow's like really slow. She's just like Mikey Thomas.
Yeah, I got 0 good players. My best player is like Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, and Alex Rodriguez doesn't even like this is like Mariners Alex Rodriguez, who was like a good hitter and good defensive person, but not the absolutely juiced up power up hitter that he was in the 2000s.
Yeah, in this game he's basically just like 75 at every stat. So he does everything all right. Very similar to is that Jeremy Burnitz or
Yeah,
or Jason Kendall? That's what I'm thinking of. That's just all right at everything, but doesn't really excel in anything. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 players that can hit a home run. Very different from my BBOL team, but hey, it is what it is with the white elephant.
true. All right, I think they're about to restart things here.
Let's go. Let's get the show on the road. Who did you bet on here?
Who did I bet on? I haven't tried that new betting thing yet. I mean, sports betting is legal where I am now, which is great. But at the same time, I'm just kind of, I don't know.
Bro, I had to get that early value on the Hunt Stunt line. I should have bet all of mine on it early on, because he had already got a win. The first person to bet on that got even odds, so I mean, whoever's there first, it's a good value.
That was a long freaking game. Wasn't it 13 innings or something like that?
Yeah, welcome to playoff baseball. Although all the other play-in games were pretty high scoring, honestly.
Oh, yeah. For certain.
I think the winner had at least like 5 or more runs than all the other ones.
Except for Schwille's game.
Yeah, that one game. And it was the 2 offensive teams that had gone off this whole season. Just grinded to a halt.
Let me go ahead and read off what's going on in the league chat real quick. Okay, so they're gonna...
You think they're looking at the VOD live to see what they had?
Yes. They're trying to like make it as accurate as humanly possible. What's going on here?
Yeah. I can see if there are a few pitches that really matter. Juice, obviously. Fireball is one, so there's one impactful power-up, and then the only other one I'd say that really matters is maybe freeze ball, but in the playoffs, I think everyone can read a freeze ball.
Mm-hmm.
Target goes up, pitch on the way. And he was down.
So we're still in a little bit of the reset period here. Freakshow has to strike out 3 times here. I don't think these strikeouts are going to count for the actual game here, but
He bunted.
oop.
He's all over it. Throws it over to first.
All right. I was worried that was going to not work.
Todd Savior steps up. From the windup, Byers. The wing. A little doinker. Hit a little nubber to the mound. Great shot to first.
Alrighty.
Always makes the stats fun to get. Because you gotta subtract all these.
Mm-hmm. Alright. They're going to intentionally walk Bobby Bullgreen, and that's where we're going to start things off. It's not the bottom of inning number 1, it's bottom of inning number 2.
Target goes up. He throws it. Ball 1. From the windup, cuts to the plate. Ball 2. No out. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. High ball 3. 3 and 0. Here's the motion and the pitch.
And we are back. Bobby Bullgreen on first. Bottom of the second here. Frank Thomas coming up to bat. Let's play ball.
The stretch, pitch on the way.
A juicy pitch to Frank. I don't know what he's thinking there.
Swung at it.
Runner on first with
You
nobody
forget they
out.
can hit home runs?
He's ready now, and the throw.
Thomas only hit 2 this entire season.
Strike. And the count is 0-2. He comes center. The pitch.
0-2. Swing. Line drive over to the third baseman. Throw to second.
Over.
Drops, but an easy return to second. Easy return to second base will
Trent.
get Bobby out. And with that, there is one person on with one out. Up for Ruth Prout.
I was offered Ruth Trider in a few games. She cannot hit the ball past the pitcher is the problem, so you got to throw to her first and get Frank here. She's fast though.
She is quick. She has a 7 in speed, and her hitting is a 1. Her contact is a 100,
Yep.
but her swing is a 20. Thomas tries to fool the catcher with a hit and run here. The 0-2 pitch now to Ruth Prout. Fastball, grounder. Over to Ricky Johnson. Gonna walk over to first. That might be a double play, unless Frank Thomas
Awareness to
gets the
turn
first
around.
back. And
That
Frank Thomas
awareness.
does get back in time.
Cindy Chang steps up.
Now up is Cindy Chang. Another fast player with not that good of a bat. In fact, so not that good that her swing is a 1.
The absolute worst bat in the entire game, tied with her clone Brett Olson. Legendary meme players, these guys. They're pretty much good at everything else. They're good fielders. They're fast.
Mhm.
But if you get it to the pitcher, that's basically a home run.
1-2 pitch now to Cindy Chang. Swing and fouled it back. Count remains 1-2 with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Swing and fouled back again. Way to stay in the count there, Cindy Chang.
Cindy batted 120 this year.
Ah, the poor kid. Caught by Ricky Johnson over at first, and that'll bring us to the top half of the third. Score remains scoreless as Vic Souffle is coming up now.
I have the clone of Vic Souffle, Tina Herrera on my team. Excellent fielder.
Excellent
On
fielder
offense,
she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the
That
best.
pretty much explains it.
Vic is quite fast as he barely gets on first base. As
They
Faye
need to get
Dawson
Jane
drops,
Davis
Jane
off
Davis,
first
excuse
base.
me, drops another throw.
I don't get either. 71 coordination. She's just unlucky.
Keisha Phillips now looks at strike 1. Struck out her first time up.
From the windup and the pitch.
Souffle at first.
Ball 1.
Keisha Phillips looks at ball 1.
The stretch, the 1-1 pitch.
Strike 2.
And the count is 1-2.
Frank Thomas really relying on that low right hook, and it's doing wonders for him.
Eyeball 2.
She has the same problem that Sally has. Low vision, like around 20, but with the extra height and the big hitbox, like it's actually worse than people with one vision like Molly May. That giant circle, you just gotta read the ball.
Keisha Phillips swings and misses at strike 3. That'll be out number 1 for the Devil Rays. That's her second strikeout today. Marcellus Marks now coming up for the Devil Rays. Ugh. Now I understand why the league started calling them the Rays. Much easier to say.
I think they lost their devil privileges after they lost to the Angels on 6-6-06.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure that's what led to the removal of the devil.
Mark smacks one into left
Solid
center
hit.
field.
He's under it. Oh, yes.
And a good catch by Ruth Prout out in center. That's going to be out number 2.
This is why we put up with the 2-inch hits. Excellent fielding on a team that desperately needs it. A team that has 5 super weak arms. Bruce definitely went out one of them.
Morelli now up to the batter's box.
He winds and the throw.
Morelli drove in 6 runs in the regular season.
From the windup.
Definitely not the most of that team, but definitely a reliable bat nonetheless.
I feel like just playing at tin can to put those numbers up. Very easy to get high-scoring games there.
Mm-hmm.
From the stretch, the
2 and 1, 2 out. Runner at first. Here's the pitch.
Strike 2. And the count is 2.
Well-placed pitch by Frank Thomas. It's going to be a high left hook this time. They're going to go for a low left hook this time. Does not fool Morelli one bit. Tried to go for a hit and run there. Count is now full. Going to go for a hit and run one more time. Thomas's pitch. Grounder straight to Thomas. Throw to first. Easy play. That'll end the inning. So, Orioles come back up to the plate. DeMonte Davis and Sanchez.
It's gonna be hard to hold this team to 0 and go deep into overtime. Just look at these batters coming up. Like Pablo's gonna strike eventually.
It's just inevitable at this point. Like everyone thought that Pablo Sanchez was going to underperform like he would historically do, and I guess the BBOL and stuff like that, because apparently he's not that great of a defensive person. But then Killerbat just came in and was like, no, guys, the meme is real.
That one height, man, just gotta really know how to manage that. And again, this team did not have the best defensive stats this season, but the offense is just so overwhelming. It makes up for a lot of the weaknesses they have there.
DeMonte gets fooled with that high fastball. It is now 1 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd. We return to Jane Davis.
Scary, scary, scary. Almost like a Chico-like bat. 95
outfield,
power, 84 contact.
The outfield is back. And for good reason. That's a fly ball to right. Marcellus Marcus is back. He's going to watch this thing. He's going to catch it at the wall.
What a wild cyclone.
I can just feel the tension in Freakshow, just like, am I going to catch this? Am I going to catch this? Am I going to catch this? Well, let's see what Sanchez has to say about that, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Oh. The outfield back to normal. Lack of respect.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. High ball 2.
Show, big fan of the vertical pitching, not so reliant on corners like other players. It's a unique style, I appreciate it.
Ball 3. Xavier does not want Sanchez on second. Sanchez is still fast. He has a 7 speed. Kind of nerfed from the last game, Backyard Baseball 97. But still, a pretty quick player.
From the windup, 3-1 pitch.
That's a strike, strike 2. 3 and 2, 2 out, Pablo Sanchez. Todd Xavier, here's the pitch. Ball 4, Pablo Sanchez goes to first, and as a result, also goes to second.
You're doing really well.
The bum throw, he put it well in the corner. Just went about as far south as it could.
Cheryl Reynolds is going to come up now with runners in scoring position.
The stretch and the pitch.
Farrell, as we sometimes call her, Samantha Sosa.
Over to third, throws it over.
Very scary player to have up.
Very scary indeed. 8 runs batted in, Reynolds has, so do not be surprised if she manages to get Pablo home.
He had 4 home runs, and that was only half the season with Killerbat.
Who'd she play with beforehand?
I think it was it the trade with Urakaz or something?
Oh, Wyrack, yeah.
Urakaz had Sammy. No, I can't remember who he made the trade with.
Cheryl Reynolds grounds this over the Vic Souffle. Throw over to first.
Colby or something.
Gets it. That's out number 3. At the end of 3, still no score here in the first game of the Frontyard semifinals. The other semifinals, of course, consist of Matitude and the Brewers and the number 1 seed, Killerbat's brother Willigan. That's a high out inside pitch. Ball 1. Here comes the next pitch from Thomas. Ball 2. That's low and inside.
Killerbat throws a ton of balls, so it's good to be patient here. Wait for your
Grounder by Dawson. Dawson is fast. Let's see if she gets there. She does. Jane Davis again.
And she can't throw.
Faye's going to stay at second.
I would honestly consider going third. Frank and Jane can't throw, especially if Jane picked it up.
Well, if the Orioles ever need someone else to pitch, Bobby Bullgreen has been that guy.
From the windup and the offering. Strike. They have a runner on
So whatever comes to that, they know who to call on. Perry marks now. The 0-1 pitch from Thomas. Fouled back. The 0-2 pitch. High, very high. Ball 1.
He comes center. The 1-2 pitch.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fools Perry with that outside pitch. That outside pitch is very tempting.
Ricky Johnson coming up.
There comes Ricky Johnson now with 1 down.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this one. Okay.
Took him 3 seasons, but we finally got Ricky out in the league, and he's actually doing stuff for this team. Very good first baseman for him.
Absolutely. Successfully tricks Rick. My goodness, fantastic base running from Freakshow here. Was able to fool Frank Thomas. Got Thomas running in circles. Sizemore up now. Gotta ground it. Ooh, that looks gross. Third.
Oh, look, those players are fast. You take those.
Easily take those, yeah. Here comes Todd Xavier now.
Not the person you want to see come up.
Takes the stretch and the throw.
Gotta hope for an error of some kind on their end. Or you just hit a perfect shot.
2 on, 2 out. Todd Xavier at the plate. The pitch from Thomas. Outside ball 2. Thomas, out of the 635 pitches he threw, 194 of them were balls. But you think it were more like 250 the way Thomas is pitching right now. Strike 1.
Ooh. You don't want to swing any of these.
Strike 2. That one was so close to being a ball. You could smell it. You can't
send him and swing here.
You absolutely cannot throw a ball here in this situation. A ball equals a walk equals a run scored. The third, easy walk over to third base. That is the end of the top half of the 4th. Orioles coming up. Gary Allen. Gonna be a high, slow ball from Xavier. Ball 1. Xavier keeping it high. And that's a strike.
Into the motion, the 1-1 pitch. Low and inside.
Gary Allen did get on base 14 times out of the 33 times he went up to the plate. A 424 average. Relatively good hitter here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. An 89 swing, a 64 hitting.
And I believe he was a 7th round, 8th round value.
Yeah, he was an 8th rounder. Strikes out, though. 1 away now for the Devil Rays. Up now is Bobby Bullgreen.
Another very dangerous batter. Another 89 power guy.
That is if he gets his gets the bat on the ball. He does have a 40 hitting. But his eye is relatively good. If you look at the circle, there is no circle. We're watching the pitching. Oops.
Very similar stats to my Molly May. Except much better eye, and anything like Molly, man, it's going to be a big home run hitter. Super slow, though, so it's either a home run or you want him out.
Bulgarian absolutely destroys one, foul to the left-hand side.
From the windup, the 1-2 pitch, a swing.
Bulgarian grounds one over to Trent Sizemore. Throw to Ricky.
Shortstop,
2 out.
first, we got him out.
What a cannon.
Frank Thomas, the batter.
Does have a fantastic arm, he does. Sizemore's arm is a 95. My goodness. I did not look at that stat whatsoever.
He comes center, and the
Thomas
operator-
up now. Strike one.
You know, Killerbat's best
Give me a
arm.
strike. I'd have swung at it.
He has 2 really good arms on his team. Other than that, it's kind of a struggle. But he makes it work.
And the throw. Ball 1.
Ball 1 now to Frank Thomas. 1-1, 2 down.
I'm getting tired of here.
Absolutely.
The 1-1 pitch.
Currently halfway through his juice meter now. Xavier's got to try and strike Thomas out. Gonna try and fool him some way.
He comes center.
Went all in with the heat.
Swung on.
Swing and a miss, strike
Worse.
3. That is Xavier's 3rd strikeout, at least in this part of the game. And that'll bring the Devil Rays back up to bat in the top of the 5th.
A scoreless
Souffle,
tie.
Phillips, and Marks.
Big Souffle comes to
Souffle got on by way of error last time.
he comes center.
Souffle
and
is
delivers.
quick. He does have
Ball
a
1.
6 speed, which is not the best, but not the worst either.
The 160 batting average. Pretty similar to my
Strike.
Tina. Was 208 batting average. You're not going to get very many hits out of these players. They just can't hit it far enough.
Mhm.
As the Ruth Trout problem.
Swing.
Rounder
Fast enough,
straight.
just-
Uh-oh.
There you go. That's what you got to do. Have a first
Souffle
baseman that's
gets
just
on
thundering
base
over
as
and
Jane
over.
Davis leaves her station to try and get that grounder. Phillips now with one man on.
Yeah, I think a defensive adjustment is needed there. I mean, Jane is just selling over and over.
Mm-mm.
The windup.
Not fun to watch.
Strike.
Strike 1 in that lower inside corner that we all know and love.
Problem is she has that higher aggression that ruins first baseman in this game.
Target goes up. Here's the pitch.
Low
1
inside right hook. Ball 1. 1-1 now.
Pitch on the way.
Here's the pitch. That looks to be a bit outside.
2-1.
Ball 2.
Wow.
Into the motion. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on.
Pops that one up.
Popped up.
Thomas is going to get under it. And he misses it just barely, but
To second. That one's
Keisha.
goes by second base. Phillips and Souffle are going to go into scoring position. Souffle is going to easily score from third. The Devil
What is
Rays are going to
Ruth
be
doing?
ahead. Keisha might actually go all the way around the bases. Keisha will go all the way around the bases. That is an inside the park home run for Keisha Phillips. It is 2-0 Devil Rays.
Marcellus
Poor
Marks.
Ruth got stuck as a ghost out there.
Ooh. Roof just absolutely got to feel horrible after that one.
I thought Ricky was supposed to be the anxious one. She's like a deer in the headlights.
Here's the pitch.
Marcellus Marks up now for the Devil Rays. It is 2-0 here in the top of the 5th.
Nobody out.
This is late in the game.
From the windup and the operator.
Oh, gets him with that fireball. Frank Thomas had enough.
The timing was there too. Just threw it on the other side of the plate where he's aiming. Pretty foolproof. So hard to get the turn and the hit off.
Absolutely. Let's see what Morelli does now. Thomas.
Strike. And the count is 0-1.
0-1 now to Isabel Morelli. Thomas.
From the windup.
The pitch.
The swing.
Rounder backwards, foul.
He winds and delivers. A swing. A long
Fly ball.
Runs
Under
over.
it is Chang. She is there. She will catch it. Out number 2.
Out of there.
Up now is Faye Dawson.
We're in the 5th inning. We haven't seen a home run yet in this game. Given these two teams and their natures, the two top power hitting teams.
The wing. Ground ball.
Rounder over to Davis. Fields it cleanly. Steps on first. And that's the end of the top of the 5th. But the Devil Rays get on the board with an inside the Parker from Keisha Phillips. 2-0. Here comes, wait for it, Ruth Trout. up now for the Orioles. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Orioles. If one of them gets on base, they'll have Jane Davis up. Should they not ground into a double play. So the Orioles do have a chance here in the bottom half of the inning. They just need to get these guys on base. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Probably Ruth here, because she's probably not going to double play even if Jane grounders. Slow ones though. Yeah.
1 and 2. Here's the motion and the throw.
That's a slow ball to Prout. Prout's going to swing and ground it over to the second baseman. Or to first baseman. Prout's going to get on base.
What a beautiful shot.
Well played. Well played was that hit by Ruth Prout. As Ricky Johnson left his post to try and get that one. Here comes Cindy Chang now to the batter's box. Devil Rays going to keep themselves in for Cindy Chang. Chang can run. She has a 7 speed, but as we mentioned earlier, she cannot hit. Only had 3 hits out of the 25 times she came up to the plate.
I think Ruth got that hit because the infield was in, created that hole.
2 and 2 now to Cindy Chang. Gonna keep it high. Chang fouls it off. Grounds it over to the left-hand side. They're both quick, but Chang does not make it. However, Prout does make it into scoring position. It brings up Serena DeMonte. And DeMonte really doesn't have that big of a double play threat as long as she does not hit it in the air. And even so, I think that's an infield fly, right? Or is that more than one base runner?
Yeah, it's if you have someone on first and second.
All right.
So she's safe here. She can just be
yeah,
out
she's staying. Yeah, she's staying on second. It's all good.
We have Jane Davis up with a runner in scoring position.
Davis has a good RBI chance right here.
The coach calls timeout.
That timeout, we'll see what Freakshow does. He's going to make a pitching change. Isabel Morelli's going to pitch now. Morelli has a good fastball, and she's going to use it. Strike one. Perfectly placed in that lower inside corner. Strike two in the upper inside corner, and my goodness, that was well placed. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, she says. Ball one. Just a little low. It's going to rely on a different pitch. She will. She's going for the left hook. Strike three called. Jane Davis looks absolutely fooled up there as we go to the final inning. Devil Rays up, Marks, Johnson, and Sizemore.
The Devil Rays are ahead.
That was the exact pitch that ended the Cardinal season.
Devil Rays getting away with a bunch of great pitches. Remember, the Devil Rays had two very good pitches that ended the Cardinal season. Both of them were in the same place, that lower inside corner, but it wasn't even in the strike zone. The pixel was just barely on the edge of where you're supposed to, of where those little lines are. That way it was barely enough to call a strike. Man, if only someone recorded that game. That was a fun game to watch.
Frank is, again, aggressively attacking that spot you talk about.
Thomas has 2-1 count to Perry Marks. Ball three.
Amazing eye here. It is really hard to get this guy to swing.
That is ball four. Perry Marks on second with nobody out.
And this is a bit of a problem. He is super slow. At least he's on second.
Now you have two ways of thinking about this. One, you got your best hitters coming up. You got Pablo Sanchez, you got Cheryl Reynolds, and Gary Allen coming up to bat after this inning. But that does not mean you can go. That's not really a license to take it easy or anything like that. They still got to try and keep the Devil Rays. All they're gonna. Oh wait, that's right. I was freaking out because I thought they were gonna steal, but then we're like, they have to steal. They walked. Silly me. All right, Ricky Johnson Johnson looks at strike one.
Runner on second with nobody
Playing
out.
all odds this season, batting 300. Amazing.
Here's the motion. He throws it. Swing. A
I'm happy
bouncy
for him.
ball.
Rick is a nice guy.
Number
Chance on
to the
that.
mound. Throws it to first.
Easy
And
out.
he's out. Tosses it over to swings it. Trent Sizemore.
You got Trent Sizemore and Todd Xavier. Out of the two, I believe
From the stretch, throws it.
Xavier is the better hitter.
A bouncy
Sizemore,
ball.
round over to
He's all
third.
over it.
No,
Sizemore
Xavier.
is quick, but not quick enough. Perry Marks is going to go all the way to third. Uh-oh.
No.
Here's the
Perry
throw.
Marks barely makes it to second.
Little bit of danger there.
That
big
could have
time.
been very dangerous. A double play could have
Steps up to bat.
turned this into a whole different ball game for the Orioles. But Xavier is now up to plate.
This inning is over. Xavier is dreadful. If he gets a hit, I show feet.
Runner on second.
Alrighty, I'll hold you to that.
From the stretch and the throw.
Pitch.
Strike.
Strike one.
1-1. The windup pitch on the way. Swing.
Pops this one up. Xavier.
A
My God, he's gonna get a hit.
Oh, he didn't miss. And she
Throw to
goes for it,
first.
throws it to first.
Oh no,
Okay.
Jake Davis drops it.
The throw.
Runners at the corners now for Vic Souffle, who
I'm
is
showing
2
feet.
for 2 today.
Time out.
Oh God, they're pausing to see feet. Well, I had it coming. Oh, that has to be an error on Jane. Like the 5th of the night. Is it like the 4th or the 5th error she's
I lost
had?
count. I genuinely lost count.
I'd be shocked if she was still first base after this pause.
Probably isn't.
The motion and the pitch.
Thomas is still on the mound. Souffle is up.
And
Gonna foul it to
Runners
left
on
field.
first and third.
I mean, she's just Ahmed. I always put Ahmed on second. Can't be trusted on first.
The target goes up.
Thomas.
Throw.
Souffle. 0-1 pitch. Swing.
A bouncy
Grounder.
ball.
Yeah, they moved Davis over to right field.
Oh
Throw to
no,
first.
wrong throw.
Throws it over to third.
Perry Marks is gonna try and score
Ball
here.
in a pickle.
That is a big pickle.
And he's out.
And he gives in. That'll be out number 3. Sanchez, Reynolds, and Allen. Will Killerbat come up with the comeback? 2-0, bottom of the 6th.
Power hitter after power hitter after power hitter here. This is it. This is where you gotta break.
Morelli's got to step down, dig deep, and get good. Oh, she has more juice. They're gonna bring back. Todd Xavier.
Now pitching, Todd Xavier.
At clutch time, Pablo. Every backyard baseball player knows his stats all increased by 10 was clutch time. You got to throw that pitch 3 times to get him out, I think.
Now what he's gonna do? He's gonna go for a slow ball. Looks at ball 1.
He's too good to catch that bait. Vertical pitching, not very good on him.
From the stretch, the 1-1 pitch.
That's strike 2.
Ooh.
1 and 2 counts to Pablo Sanchez. Needs that Devil Ray magic. Pablo loops it up over to the first baseman. Ricky Johnson is gonna catch it. Yes, he is. Barely gonna catch it for out number 1. Gerald Reynolds now up. That one nearly gave me a heart attack. I was worried that Ricky wasn't gonna get it. He was just running back and forth.
From the windup, the delivery.
Sister of the reigning Gold Glove Award winner, Sammy Sosa.
He winds the pitch.
1-0 pitch to Reynolds. Fly ball
And
left
that
field. This is well hit. This
Gone.
one is well out of here. It is a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Cheryl Reynolds. A solo shot right down the left field line. My goodness. 2-1.
That's what she's here for.
416 feet. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's all good. That'd make it her 5th home run in 6 games with the Orioles.
A fantastic acquisition from Killerbat halfway through the season.
The target goes up, heads to the plate. A swing.
Swing, pop up, Gary Allen. Xavier is gonna. Someone's gonna catch that, and it's Xavier. 2 outs.
Way to stand strong, Xavier.
Comes Bold Green now.
The coach calls timeout.
Isabel Morelli going to come back up to the pitcher's mound to hopefully close it out for the Devil Rays.
She kicks, she delivers. Swing.
Up, loop over to the shortstop and caught by Trent Sizemore. That'll do it. Freakshow comes up game 1, victorious 2-1.
Let's go. That's what I call value on that new sportsbook.
Absolutely.
Freakshow had in them, but it's not over yet. Still 2 games left in the series.
This is only game 1. This is easily game 1. So Killerbat still has 2 chances to get his revenge, but the Devil Rays, with those beautiful corner pitches, come up with the victory 2-1 here tonight at Big City Stadium.
Could have gone either way. Really unfortunate what happened to Ruth there on that home run play.
Absolutely. That is unfortunate for Ruth. You got to also feel bad for Jane Davis. I can definitely tell that her days at first base are probably going to be over after tonight.
Yeah, at first I felt bad for her. Then I started to get pissed at her for just being so bad. And then it came back around to me just feeling sorry for her. What a poor day.
Absolutely.
Hopefully she shakes it off in the next game because she is quite the talent. No home runs in this game.
Well, technically, there is that one inside the park home run and that one we just saw.
But I expected to see at least like 3 or 4 homers given these teams.
This is true. I'd love to see
overall.
Yeah, the bats are fantastic, but the pitchers were just absolutely fantastic as well.
A lot of these hits would have been, run scoring hits at Tin Can Alley.
Absolutely.
In that first inning, you had that ball caught right at the fence. A couple of those hits, some deep ones that would have been off the wall at Tin Can, so should see a higher scoring affair there.
Absolutely. Well, that is game 1 of the series. Final score here again at Big City Field, 2-1. Give me a second while I look up. Tin Can Alley. We're going back to Tin Can Alley for game 2, I'm thinking. And that will be good news for the Devil Rays here because they also. Woof. Sorry, I'm trying to massage my brain. I think I lost track of what I was saying about halfway through what I was saying. It's going to be good for Tampa Bay because not only did they win on the road, but they're also going back to their old stomping grounds, which they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. 5 out of their 6 wins came at home. So things could be looking up for the Devil Rays. The Devil Rays might win themselves a one-way ticket to the finals if they play their cards right the next time they play Killerbat.
Could be an exciting series. If anyone has to use their bet, man, Devil Rays still 3.59, and they're up a game. I mean, those odds looking pretty good right now.
This could be a crazy upset. The second 6 seed beating the Frontyard favorite, one of the Frontyard favorites. But regardless, that was game 1. Game 2 to be announced here soon or later. But that'll do it for us here tonight from Big City Stadium. For everyone here at BBOL, for everyone here at the Backyard Sports Center Twitch, this here is Alex and Loba signing off.
Have y'all a good night.
Absolutely. You have a good night as well.